Hey everybody, it's me Chris. I'm back over here in the kitchen. I got my little helper here today, my son Jack. And today I'm going to show you how to make lentil soup. So let me show you what I got for my ingredients. I got over here my vegetables. This is mirepoix. I have medium to large onion. I got about 4 large carrots and 3 large stalks of celery, three small cloves of garlic. I got here some pancetta. You could leave that out and make it vegetarian if you want. These are the lentils, and these usually come in a 16-ounce bag. I'm going to use about half to make my soup. I got some bay leaf. I got some bouillon cubes. I got 3 chicken and 1 vegetable. I like to mix up my bouillon. It gives the soup a nice flavor. And then you can see Jack's going in for some pasta. This is ditalini. This is what my mom always used when she made this soup. Just boil it, run it under cold water, and set it aside. I got 8 cups of water. I'm probably going to use more than that, but I'll see how much I need. And then I got extra virgin olive oil and some salt and pepper. Okay, I'm just going to show you how I prep my carrots. I always wash my carrots before I peel them because sometimes the dirt will get into the flesh of the carrot. So I just cut the ends off just like this.
Yummy carrot.
And then for me, the easy way is just lay it on the board and run your peeler down and just keep going all the way around on one side. Then I'll just flip it around the other side and do the same thing. Okay, so next step, just cut this in half so it's easier to work with. And then on the thick end here, I'm just going to cut it in half. And I'm going to cut both of these long ways. And it's about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch wide. And just run your knife down and make nice small pieces. Now for the celery, this is a pretty big piece. And this has already been cleaned. But what I like to do with a big piece like this is just cut it in thirds. So I put my knife on an angle there. And then cut the big piece in half again. And then again, just about a 1/4 inch piece. I'll run my knife down through here. So for my onion, I'm just going to cut the ends off. Cut it in half. And then I peel the outer layer here. And sometimes that you should take off that first outer thick part. You can see sometimes there's a skin there, so you want to make sure you get that off. Okay, and we want to make this about the same size, so it's kind of a shallow onion, so I'm just going to cut down through it one time, not to the end, and then run my knife down like this. And again, about a 1/4 inch piece. I'm just going to leave the cloves whole. I'm just going to cut off the end there and give this a smash and take it out of the paper. And this way, we could just eat around it. If somebody wants garlic, they could have it. If not, we could just pick it out. Alright, so my vegetables are prepped. You can see here, I got my mirepoix plus my garlic. And just for measuring purposes, I like a lot of carrots. It's about 3 cups of carrots, a cup of onions, and maybe a cup and a half, 2 cups of celery. So now I'm going to preheat I got my Dutch oven here. This is a 7.5 quart. I'm going to heat this up on medium heat. And I'm just going to dice up my pancetta while that heats up, and we'll start making the soup. I'm just cutting this, again, same size, about a 1/4 inch dice. Okay, so my pot's nice and hot. I'm just going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Maybe about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to put my pancetta in, and I'm going to start cooking this down and rendering some of the fat so it's nice and crispy. Alright, so this is starting to brown up. I just want to give it a couple more minutes and render down some more of that fat. And like I said, if you want to make it vegetarian, just leave out the pancetta. And if you can't get pancetta or you don't have it, you could use ham. You could dice up some ham. You could use bacon, regular bacon. You could even use some sausage, would be great in here. Okay, so watch how easy this is. I got my pancetta. I browned it for about 5 or 6 minutes. I rendered down some of the fat. And now all I got to do, I'm going to take all my vegetables and just add them right to the pot. I'm going to hit this with a little salt and pepper and cook it for another 5 minutes or so. And now it's really starting to smell really good in here with the pancetta and these aromatic vegetables. It smells phenomenal. Alright, so this looks good. I cooked it for about 4 or 5 minutes just so the onions start to turn a little bit translucent. And now I'm ready for the next step. Okay, so I'm ready to go here. I turned my heat up to medium high. And now I'm just going to add the bouillon cubes right in there. And then half this bag of lentils. I'm just going to squeeze the bag and so I get about half in there. Okay, now a couple bay leaves. And this is optional, but it just adds a nice flavor to the soup, that's all. And now my water. And at this point, I'm going to bring this up to a boil. And we'll start cooking the soup. Okay, remember I told you I'm probably going to add more water. And I'm looking at my soup here. And as a rule, I kind of like to have double the amount of water to vegetables and other ingredients. So this looks a little light on broth. And it's really your preference too on how much broth you want. So I'm just going to add 4 more cups of water. So that's 12 cups of water total. And if you notice, I only added 4 bouillon cubes, which is enough to make 8 cups of broth if you follow the instructions. But the reason I do that is because as I boil the soup, the water will reduce. And if you add too many bouillon cubes, your soup can be too salty and the bouillon flavor will be too strong. So I always add a couple less, and then I can always season it later on. Now I'm just going to let this come to a boil. I'll lower it down, and I'm going to simmer this for about 45 minutes till the lentils are nice and tender. So I think my soup is ready, and sometimes you'll get this little film around the edge there. That's just from the lentils and the way they're packed. So you can just come in with your ladle and just skim it off and discard it. Alright, so my lentil soup's ready. It cooked about 40-45 minutes, and I'm going to show you how to plate this up. So I just got my dry ditalini pasta here. I'm just going to put a little bit extra virgin olive oil on it just for some flavor, and I'm going to go ahead and ladle up my soup. Now I just want to make sure that I don't get any of those bay leaves. You can't eat those. And for me, I don't want the garlic either, so I'll just scoop around it. And now probably the most important thing here to finish this is abundant amount of grated cheese. Yeah, I got some pecorino cheese here, but you really want to make it rain. That's what makes the dish is the cheese. And now all that's left to do is just mix this in and give it a try. Alright, so I got the perfect bite. I got some carrot, a piece of pancetta, some of the celery, of course the lentils. Really, really good, and you know, it definitely reminds me of my childhood. I grew up on this, so you got to check this one out. Especially, you know, we're in the middle of winter. It's cold. One of my favorite soups. You got to try my lentil soup. So thanks for watching the video, and don't forget, subscribe to my channel.